Henry, Comm 101, Aggressive Child Behavior and the Causes of it. You are standing across the room from your child and they say, "I hate you." Suddenly your heart drops, you lose your breath and close your eyes and remember when they were little and looked up to you. This is the beginning of aggressive behavior in children, and to parents, the causes sometimes can be identifiable. In this speech, I hope to show you more of an understanding of the causes. I believe I can bring valuable information to you about this topic because I have witnessed it in school situations and also social situations. 3 causes of aggressive behavior are violent media such as TV, magazine, tabloids, video games, and movies. They all advertise different ways to interact with others and some which are undesirable. Next, more in depth on how violent media can impact a child's behavior. Violent media, such as I said, are television, video games, and tabloids. There are 3 major psychological theories as to why this is one of the harmful causes that can lead to aggressive behavior in the early years of children. According to L. Huseman, a psychologist from APA, American Psychology Association, it can have harmful effects in many different ways. One theory, which is called the desensitization theory. Negative emotional response can be elicited from the children, as seeing blood, gore, and violence while playing video games. They can have increased heart rate, perspiration, and discomfort to the child. At an early age, some children like this feeling, so that's why they continue it, and that can alter their behavior, and they can form an aggressive hold on things. Repeated exposure to violence, response changes, and habituates then become desensitized, according to Huseman. Lack of negative emotional response to seeing violence also indicates a response to planning or thinking about the violence involved. Aggressive behavior stimulates exposure to violence and shows a similarity also between the 2 factors. Observational studies of aggressive children show that the child is likely to provoke others who then respond aggressively to that child. If they are in a violent environment, the child observes that, such as abuse or parents who are drug addicts or alcoholics. They observe that behavior and later can mock that behavior. The usual assumption is that the aggressive child simply likes violent things than regular children. All children do not start like this. Aggressive children feel happier and more justified if they believe they are not alone. So they look for other types of comfort like violent video games, violent movies, and they vent their anger in viewing the media violence, and that makes them feel happy. The last widely discussed is the 3rd variable theory. A wide variety of demographic, family, and personal characteristics are known to be correlated both with TV viewing and with aggression in the social class and IQ. These theories suggest that relations between aggression and exposure to media violence are derived from their joint association with one or more of these 3rd variables. I believe that these 3rd variables is the most efficient way because it breaks down how children are affected by different types of violence, media, TV violence, and movies. This theory is although different from the other 2, as I said, because it breaks down each aspect of children's behavior. Next, I will discuss some more on how parenting of a child's behavior, parenting skills, parenting disciplines also has a vast impact on a child's behavior. The way a parent behaves and disciplines can cause different effects. According to Diana Baumrind, also a psychologist from the APA, American Psychology Association, corporal punishment, spanking, and abuse has been a controversial idea of how to punish children, using this parenting skill as a way to show children from right from wrong. Growing up in a household where this happened, I do not believe it was the right way for a parent to handle things because it can develop social insecurities and different aspects of how to communicate with people. One issue is the need to make a distinction between legal abuse and corporal punishment. Legal abuse is what an appropriate use of punishing should be, which does not involve spanking and involves dealing with the child physically, but not to where it results in abuse. I have two statistics that back this up. One, these are the child aggressive behavior and punitive parenting occurred together. It says in 1994, ages 2 to 3, 4.9% of kids were results of non-punitive parenting. But when they did have punitive parenting, which resulted in abuse, they had a higher aggressive rate. So children who are taught with violence often mock violence, and they tend to be aggressive. According to Joseph Ubergang, there are 4 different parenting styles that are used and can create well-behaved children, and children whose behavior can accelerate to aggressive behavior. These 4 are called low love and low limits. That is one aspect of one of the parenting styles. This is best to avoid because it's not best for the child, it only benefits the parent because it's the easiest way to just deal with the situation later, not paying any attention to the child. Another parenting style is low love and high limits. This is a controlling method and not good to use unless for more loving and assertive parenting styles. Refrain from this unnecessary control. Another aspect is the high love and low limits. Use this when finding correct parenting style for you. Well, don't resort to this for a long period of time. If in physical danger and have to be in a physical environment, you need to be assertive, aggressive, and set high limits. Using assertive behaviors work efficiently, like saying, "Children, be quiet," or "Go outside, please." High love and high limits involves parents that do nothing following a child's behavior. And it says here that proportion of children in top 20% of child incomes versus proportion of child in bottom 20% of child outcomes. Tough love, warm, loving parents set firm rules and establish clear boundaries. 26% were at the top 20, and then 12% were at the bottom 20 percentile. Last says, fair parents are alert to their child's needs but are relaxed on discipline. 18% top 20, 15% bottom 20. Then authoritarian, parents set rules often at expense of child's feelings. 15% top 20, 20% bottom 20. And lastly, disengaged, parents adopt a hands-off approach, which is taken to an extreme, is neglectful. This is 32% effective, meaning this is the most effective way on how to develop aggressive behavior in an individual. Okay, now that you know more about causes of child behavior, I have discussed violent media that can provoke this behavior, parenting styles, and now I will discuss on how harmful children experiences when they're very little can affect their adolescence and behavior. Memories of abuse and neglect is what is the greatest factors in aggressive behavior. Some children may repress this behavior into the back of their mind and forget it. Others will keep it hidden, not let people notice, but will always act out in frustrations against others because of these memories and stress on their minds. Presently abused children act out and communicate with rage and anger. Like I said, they take out anger on others. Now that you know some of the causes and effects, let's touch base on everything I've discussed thus far. 3 major causes of aggressive behavior are TV, media violence, childhood experiences, and parents' discipline and strategies. Now, as you sit there contemplating how to process and react to your child's words saying, "I hate you," don't yell back at them, because that will only frustrate them. Just think about it, what kind of parent you are, what child they are. Hug them and say, "I love you." Negative behavior doesn't cure negative behavior. Nurture them